Councilmember Robert White announced last week that he will run for Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton's seat as he fights for local control of, well, let's say the district and its intensification, if you will. Speaking to his followers on social media, Mr. White described relentless attacks on D.C. this year. He also called the Congresswoman, quote, our lion on the hill. He joins us now right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Mr. White, always good to see you, sir. Happy Monday and welcome to the show.
Good to see you, Guy.
All right, so Mr. White, it's no secret. We know that Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, in essence, is an institution within her own right. It's somewhat of an uphill battle, many would argue. At what point and why did you decide to throw your hat into the ring to run for her seat, if you will?
Guy, I love Congresswoman Norton, absolutely love her, and worked for her for years. But like every D.C. resident, what we've seen this year is Congress stealing over $1 billion of our money. Everybody here knows somebody who has lost their job, is trying to figure out how they're going to take care of their family. We have mass agents in our streets. Every other day there's a threat about Trump taking over D.C. And what I've realized is that even though it was not my plan to run for Congress, we may not have a mayor or council in 4 years if we can't start to beat this back. So as someone who knows Capitol Hill, knows D.C. government better than most, I know that I need to be in that fight. And our Congresswoman hasn't been able to do it this year, despite how much she has done for this city.
Councilmember, may I ask, did you alert the Congresswoman about your intention to run?
I did. I spoke to the Congresswoman and many people around her.
We know that former Democratic National Committee interim chair Donna Brazile, who worked for Norton starting in, let's say, the 1990s, called her a second mother. Now, recently, within the Washington Post, she said that, well, she believes Norton should not seek re-election. Yet again, someone of a position of power stating that it's time for her to go. It appears you are not the only one that feels this way, sir.
That's right. But, you know, the folks saying that it's time are people who love her. I cannot imagine the strength it took for Donna Brazile to write that. She loves that woman. She also loves this city and knows where we are. And several council members, people associated with the mayor have called for this for months. I've been very silent. This wasn't my plan. My hope had been that Congresswoman Norton would step aside, and I still hope that she will do that because this city desperately needs to start beating back these federal attacks because we don't have much more time.
Councilmember, what is it exactly that you would do should you win, especially being that you would have limited power compared to your potential congressional colleagues?
I've spent a lot of time on the Hill, Guy, over the past several months, and every office I go to, they say, we don't hear much from D.C. And I'm telling them why the issues in D.C. matter to residents and to the nation, and they are hearing many of these points for the first time. So as our only member of Congress for representing the 700,000 people of D.C., I'm going to make sure people across Capitol Hill in the House and Senate know what's at stake for D.C. and the nation, and I'm going to use this unique national opportunity for D.C. statehood. Democrats have gotten into the battle for redistricting over some House seats. The District of Columbia becoming a state changes the balance of power for at least the next decade. So there is a reason now for California, Illinois, New York to care about D.C. statehood. That's different than it's been in the past, but we need somebody who can fight, who can bring that energy, and who can pull people together nationally and locally. And that's something I know how to do.
Yeah, Councilmember Robert White, it's no secret that the nation's capital has really been put on blast, as the young folk have said, with regard to all things surrounding the federal surge. Yet again, we are in the spotlight, we being the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and now you too, sir, are in the spotlight on a national level. I'm curious, the response thus far from, well, let's say the everyday folks that you get a chance to chit-chat with.
Well, like me, people didn't know that I was going in this direction. Again, this wasn't my plan. I'm stepping up because it's necessary now for the district. But I tell people you can throw a party and you never know if people will come, but the reception has been incredible. I mean, has lifted me in a way that I can't express. Everybody says the same thing. They say, I love Congresswoman Norton, but it's time. And Robert, I think you can do this job. So the reception has been pretty incredible. And I'm grateful to residents and supporters for understanding why I needed to and why we need to make this shift.
And so with that, Mr. White, the next 20 seconds happens to be yours. In this case, we'll give you the platform as to a reason why one should cast his or her vote for you, sir.
Well, look, we all in DC want what's best for us. This is more important than me, more important than Congresswoman Norton. This is about the history, the future of our city, and what happens over the next 3 years will affect us for the rest of our lives. As a fifth generation Washingtonian who has worked with Congresswoman Norton, who has worked in our Attorney General's office, who has represented this entire city on the council, I'm ready to pick up this torch to fight for DC residents and to beat back this federal takeover and get us the jobs, education, and public safety money we need and deserve.
Mr. Robert White joining us right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Always good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Always, God. Thanks so much.